Now, natural gas, here we go. Now, this is where we are. I was just speaking to someone this morning and saying this is what it all hinges on. Look at this line on natural gas. Let's have a look at the day chart first. And all right, I'll use the same chart and change the time frame. This is the day chart on natural gas. I want to point out a couple of things. We've got this channel here, which actually has been respected from underside now, even though it wasn't a proper or a real channel until we retested it from the underneath. We bounced off that 200 period moving average and the underneath of the channel. We tried to get through there. We didn't manage to get up through there. And since then, we've been falling down. We bounced off this channel or trend line bottom recently again. We tried, we got up to about 2.2, 2.25, once again thwarted by the underside of this channel and the 20 period moving average. We've now moved down to this rising trend line. Now, this isn't a great trend line. It's got almost no touches, so it's not very, very clear. But it is a trend line, and we are creating the third touch right now. If we bounce from here at the moment, right now, that third touch will be pretty good. It'll be what we want, actually. We want to bounce from there. If we do have a third touch, that will sort of confirm the movement up of this trend. Now, I'm going to switch this back to the 4-hour chart and have a look at it there. I've drawn two green blobs on this trend line. It's the same trend line. It's not a clean and a neat trend line. It's really only got two touches. The first one, and you can really consider these two together as sort of the second touch. They're very close together. However, if we do bounce here, could be considered to be a double bottom or a trend line rejection and a bounce back up again. And we need to get up through here, all the way up through here. I'm not going to talk about the upside until we start moving up. There's no point. But my target is above $3. And if you look at the futures, and the futures can change, of course, but I'm going to switch you back to something that I showed you a little earlier on X. And thank you very much, Brian. I did mention you earlier from Energy Rogue. This is the forward strips on natural gas, courtesy of energyrogue.com. Thank you very much. You can get this data yourself if you scrounge through places like barchart.com and various sources of ticker information for natural gas, but it's very difficult to compile this chart. So I do appreciate this chart from Energy Rogue. I'm a member there, and I really, really appreciate this particular chart showing the forward prices going forward. Ignore the red and the green. That's for 2025 and 2026. We're looking at this one here. This is the 2024 forward path, or these are the forward futures prices as of when this chart was printed. Now have a look. This is where we are now at about just above $2. That's where the current spot price is too. And when we get into September, it moves up fractionally, but not much, maybe by 20 cents. By the time we get to October, we've moved up, well, that's probably only 5 cents or 7 or 10 cents. We've moved up 25 cents. And then only in November do we get up towards $3 and above. That's the way this forward curve looks, or the strip looks like at the moment. But these will change, and they change all the time, every day. But it is giving an indication that there's an expectation of a seasonal increase in demand and a reduction in supplies and storage, I suppose, as demand increases. And that's starting to ramp up. Starting now, it's not going down at least, it's moving upwards, which is good news. So that's what we want to see as this, we really want to see the price following this move. And hopefully a little bit quicker than this chart. Once again, get back to this chart. This means we've still got another month and a half before this price starts to move up significantly, according to this forward strip, courtesy of Energy Rogue. So we might be in for a long wait still, I'm afraid, on natural gas, and that's just the reality of it. But those futures curves can change, and they will change, and they may adjust as time goes on. Let's go back to the charts, and that's where we are, right on that trend line. The previous low was just below $2 at 1.98, so that's something to consider. And the spot price is at 2.02. The futures price at the Henry Hub, which is reflected on this chart next to it over at Black Bull, is trading at 2.05. The futures roll over on Monday. So this weekend, in fact, today, I'm not sure if this has actually rolled over yet. Maybe this has rolled over. I have to have a look. I haven't had a look at the Henry Hub just yet. But the Henry Hub rolls over on Monday. We're trading at 2.05, and that will roll over to the front month price, the forward month, the next month, and that is at a lot of this info. You can go to barchart.com. It's a fantastic site. I used to subscribe to it. Then I discovered that I could get everything they offer for free without subscribing. So they need to improve their marketing model. Let's go to futures and we'll look at energies. Yeah, so you'll get some adverts if you don't pay for it, unfortunately. All right, let's have a look at the months on natural gas. And this is a little slow today. So September contract is trading at 2.06. October contract trading at 2.17. November 2.64, and December over $3. So that's looking pretty constructive. And in fact, the current month price is at 2.06, and the spot price, as you saw, is at 2.02. And we roll over on Monday into 2.17, the way it stands at the moment. That 2.17 will probably correct downwards back to wherever we close on the front month. We'll have to wait and see. That'll be at the end of the trading day today. If we do close at 2.06 and we close at 2.17 on the October contract, then the 2.17 will probably roll back to 2.06. But if we look at where we are today on the spot price, we're not at 2.06. We're actually at 2.02, which means there's every hope for those of you who are desperately clinging on here that we'll get a bounce today and that we'll move higher. This is let's go back to the Henry Hub price over at Black Bull. If you'd like to trade at Black Bull, like I do, you can get free trading view charts, the professional version. There's a link below on this video where if you sign up with Black Bull, fully regulated in 2 countries, ECN broker, maybe 3 countries now, and instant execution, fantastic broker, and I highly recommend them. I wouldn't do it if I didn't use them myself. So we're trading at 2.05 on the futures as the Henry Hub futures reflected by Black Bull, but remembering that Black Bull may have already rolled over or it's about to roll over. We're going to have to investigate that more closely. But let's change this to the Henry Hub, actually directly from the NYMEX, and see where this is trading. And I'm going to switch this to the day chart. Right, so 2.02, that's where we are trading at the moment on the NYMEX. Oh, I think I'm 1 month behind actually on those futures months. This is, hang on 1 second. Yeah, September contract. So we're in the August contract. I don't get this. We're in the August contract, and according to barchart.com, oh, they don't have, it was a September contract is 2.06. Okay, I was 1 month out, sorry. September contract is 2.06. Okay, bear that in mind. Going back to the charts, we're trading at 2.02. So this weekend, we will have to roll over into 2.06. It's hardly a move. It's actually the top of this candle, this day candle. Let's have a look at the 4-hour chart and zoom in. This is the NYMEX. Remember, this is not at my broker. This is directly from the NYMEX, and it is 15 minutes delayed. So I'm going to go back to Black Bull. This has not rolled over yet. I'm assuming that they're going to roll over today. We're trading it. Oh, this has rolled over. Okay, there we go. We have rolled over at Black Bull. So that's why we're trading slightly higher. Okay. I'm not sure what time of the day they roll over. It is either very early. It's sometime in the middle of the night. So I don't know exactly what time it rolls over because it's sort of like 2 o'clock in the morning or something, whilst I'm normally asleep. So we've rolled over on the Henry Hub at Black Bull. We're at 2.05. That's important to note. And on the spot price, we're trading at 2.023. There's every chance that the spot price will hold at 2.05. And remembering that the months beyond September, October, November, December, going forward up into December, we're above $3 already. So kind of that's the way, if you can just hold out here, this is where I'm thinking we could drop down to 1.8, 1.5, 1.9, anything's possible. But I honestly think that we're going to have a good chance or good go at holding here, bearing in mind that I have to allow that this trend line and this level generally will fail. Notice on the, just going back to this 4-hour chart on my broker at Black Bull, notice that this is also the 78.6% Fibonacci, and it's also a previous swing low. It's a really important level, this right here. There's the Fibonacci 786, and that is at 2.06. We did pierce it slightly 4 times in a row, but we haven't closed beneath it. And the same thing happened over here. And it's my favorite Fibonacci number. So starting to look to bounce. Good luck to all of you who really need this to bounce here. I don't need it to bounce. I would like a little bit more to the short side personally, but for the sake of those of you who are long and suffering on this, I will say we don't want this to go lower, and I don't want to get any more at a cheaper price. Natural gas at $2 is cheap, bear that in mind. I'm going to repeat that ad nauseum over and over again. We've just got our pre-market prices opening up on uranium and UEC, slightly up, not much. We're long on both of those. We're short on oil and continue to look to sell this all the way down into the 60s and 50s, maybe 40s, maybe 30s, who knows. But I'm aiming for the bottom of this channel. And today, and this channel's moving down all the time, by the way, today that's at $58 per barrel on WTI oil, West Texas Intermediary oil. For those of you who don't know what it means. We're short from there and there. We continue to hold short. We took some profit at the bottom here yesterday, but I'll be looking to add that back on today a little bit later on. For those of you following me in my live trading group, bear that in mind. Keep that in mind. I'd like to add that position back on now that we've bounced a little bit. Now on VIX, where we got in and we got out, covered all of that on barchart.com. Okay, folks, thanks for attending the live stream, and watch out for the video coming up on Sunday or on Monday. I'm going to go through all of your responses from the survey. I think it's super interesting, and I think it's going to be not only interesting for me, as I said earlier, but I think it'll be really interesting for you. It'll show you where you stand in your trading experience, knowledge, desires, achievements, etc., compared to a whole bunch of other people, and I think you'll find that fascinating.
Natural gas is on the move. Up and down, we got a groove. Charts and numbers in my mind. Risk and joy both align. Energy so wild and free. Natural gas, my destiny. Oh, oh, oh. Like it.